Alright, based on recent Trump's post, pundit says XRP to $100 is no more a joke. So the question is, could a single social media post from the White House realignment change everything for XRP? Now, imagine scrolling through social media on a quiet afternoon, only to find a post from the President of the United States that it stops the entire crypto market dead in its tracks. No direct mentions of crypto, no explicit hashtags, just an image that immediately sets off a firestorm of speculation across the global financial landscape. That is exactly what happened following a recent update on Truth social media by President Donald Trump. A prominent finance enthusiast right here and an analyst on X, Jay Nisbett, took one look at it and boldly declared to the world that XRP hitting $100 is no longer a joke. Is there a hidden message woven into the fabric of this presidential update, or has the market simply lost its mind over a routine piece of political media? So let's dig past the noise, explore the clashing views, and see what is actually going on. So let's start with our very first question about what exactly did Donald Trump post to spark this $100 frenzy. So to understand the chaos, we have to look directly at the asset that triggered the debate. The platform Trend Spider originally highlighted a specific graphic shared by Trump on Truth Social, asking their audience a simple question. Any guesses what it might mean? The image in question depicts a newly redesigned US $100 bill. Prominently featured on the face of the bill is President Trump's official signature, right alongside the signature of Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. Now, here's my opinion. I find the timing of this incredibly fascinating. When an asset like Jay Nisbett retweets this and immediately anchors it to a $100 valuation for XRP, it shows you how primed this asset's community is for macro level explosion. So my view is that the market is actively searching for any signal that the traditional financial system is morphing into something new. Even without direct validation, the mere psychological connection between the highest office in the world flaunting a fresh $100 design and the long-held $100 dream of XRP holders creates an undeniable buzz that drives social sentiment. Now, why is the crypto community intensely divided over the presidential signature? As you can guess, the internet did not sit quietly. The comment section immediately transformed into a digital battlefield. While many bulls rallied behind Nesbitt's optimism, critics swarmed in to poke holes in the fury. A user known as Bitcoin Bandit right here, right? Bitcoin Bandit immediately slammed the narrative, stating that this level of speculation shows how disparate the propaganda has become, calling the massive mental leap from a presidential post to an XRP price target hilarious. Now, another commenter, the Wizard Man. Right, the Wizard Man tried to bring things back down to earth, pointing out that there is a much simpler explanation. He argued that the image is literally just the president showing off his new signature on federal notes, carrying zero hidden relationship to digital assets. A third user, YB, right here, it's YB, went even further, dismissing the entire theory by stating that newly printed currency naturally carries the signature of the current sitting president, calling the speculative connection foolish. And finally, here's my opinion. I completely understand both sides of this argument. On one hand, it is incredibly easy to dismiss this as people grasping at straws. Objectively, a president validating the new design of fiat currency is a standard protocol. But on the other hand, my perspective as a market observer tells me that sentiment dictates reality on cryptocurrency. When thousands of people look at a $100 bill and immediately think of XRP, it reveals a deeply rooted belief that the asset is destined to play a massive role in global liquidity. It's a testament to the psychological strength of the community even when facing heavy criticism from outsiders. Now, does a real connection exist, or are we looking at pure speculation? If we step back and look at the hard facts, neither Donald Trump nor Trend Spider ever whispered the words crypto, Ripple, or digital tokens in their respective updates. The post is fundamentally an image of incoming US fiat design, yet the unyielding optimism surrounding XRP refuses to budge. Supporters are consistently looking at the bigger picture, the ongoing shifts in political leadership, massive overhauls in regulatory frameworks, and expanding institutional pipelines as the true pillars that will elevate the token to triple-digit valuations. Critics, conversely, stand firm on the stance that relying on abstract interpretations of political media is a dangerous way to build an investment thesis. Now, here's my take on the matter. The connection isn't about literal text inside the image. It is about systemic alignment. We know that the current administration is aggressively pushing for a pro-digital asset environment in the United States. We know that cross-border financial systems are searching for speed and efficiency. So while the post itself is structurally just about a physical banknote, the underlying macro shifts under this administration give the community the confidence to dream big. It's less about the secret code and more about a general market environment where a $100 price point feels within the realm of long-term possibility for the first time. And finally, here's our overall conclusion. When we weigh everything together, this entire event serves as a powerful case study in how modern financial markets operate. A single piece of political imagery can completely hijack the digital asset narrative and spark a global conversation about valuation. The reality is that a physical $100 bill bearing a presidential signature will not inherently move market charts by itself. XRP's ultimate growth will always be dictated by measurable variables: on-chain transaction volume, cross-border banking implementation, and undeniable global utility. However, the confidence highlighted by analysts like Jay Nisbett reminds us that market psychology is a massive force. Whether you view the Truth Social post as a subtle nod to the future or a simple administrative showcase, it has successfully amplified the spotlight on XRP's long-term horizon. And this finally ends our video. Thank you very much for watching and see you on the next one, or you might just as well check this next recommended video right here.